Hello and welcome. As you probably guessed, I am MotherAzure, but you can also call me Maria. I am back again with another pick-up card reading. And here's the funny, there's some funny stuff about this pile, which I'm gonna talk about it first. You can just go ahead and skip forward if you want to, but this is really fun. And also, I do have a general message. This card came out when I was shuffling, and he was like, I need you to do a general message in the beginning, but he wanted me to get the card at that time. So this one's the one that came out. I didn't pick it out, it just came out. So I'm gonna talk about that in a second. But this deck is not mine. I don't use it. It's my mom's deck. I don't use it because it doesn't feel, it's not a deck that usually resonates with me for some reason. But this time they were like, use it, and I'm like, okay. But the thing about this pick-a card is that I usually, when I do pick-a cards or just any reading, I usually don't know what I'm doing when I start doing it. I just kind of trust what it is, and sometimes I name the reading at the end when I'm done recording, or sometimes they just tell me straight up what they want. Not always, but you know. And this time, I heard the phrase, Archangel Michael has something to tell you. You know, straight up that phrase. So that's probably gonna be in the title when I'm done recording this. If you notice something, which is really, like I said, I had no idea I was gonna use this deck. I chose it this morning when I kind of pick out what decks I need to use based on the energy. You know, my eyes just go to a deck and then I grab it. Last night I painted my nails, and they're the same color. And I have shells. For some reason, shells I associated with the moon. And this is the Queen of the Moon Oracle, this one right here. So I find that really interesting. So there are a lot of synchronicities here. I did not do it on purpose at all. I noticed like 2 minutes ago that my nails are the same color. So Archangel Michael has something to tell you. I have no idea where it is, but I'm gonna do the general message first. But if you want to go ahead and pick up your card right now, you can do it. So this is pile 1, 2, and 3. You have pile 1. You have this shell right here. It's a pretty big shell, I guess. Yeah, it's really beautiful. I picked these shells. I recently went to the beach. Now here's the thing. I love shells, but I'm kind of like super afraid of the ocean. It's like a phobia. I don't know why it happens. But these shells, I picked them out on the Sarasota beach here in Florida. I picked out a lot of them, and these are the ones that I'm going to use for the pick-a cards. So next we have this one. So these came they're fresh from the ocean right now, okay? So pile 2 is this little shell right here. It's like a scallop shell, I believe. Pretty tiny. This is the smallest one. And pile 3, you have this shell. All of these were picked out like at the very shore, because I was sitting there picking stuff up. So, see, there's still some sand up here, even though I washed them. So those are the 3 piles. So I'm gonna move them up there so I can get into this message, okay? Like I said, I never use these cards, so I'm gonna have to read from the book real quick. I'm gonna read from the book, even though I already have an idea of it. I mean, you know what? I'm gonna just channel, and then I'll read from the book see if I have any general messages, okay? This is not the first time he does this. Many times he's done pick cards, but he still wants like a general message in the beginning. Okay, so the card that came out after I was done picking out the cards, and he was like, I need a general message, is card number 32, which is Trust the Egg Moon. Okay, so I don't know how well you can see it in the camera, because this camera is not you know, it's not a high definition camera, but I'm working on that. I'm planning on getting a better camera later. But anyway, if you see it here, there's an egg right here. Of course, it's the egg moon. But inside the egg, there is a woman. You don't have to be a woman, but this is you, okay? Inside that little egg. Half of the egg, which I just noticed it, is under the earth. So it's kind of like stuck in the earth right here, and then, well, less than half actually, and but more than half of it is out, right? There are 2 ducks right here, so maybe ducks would be significant for you. You can look into the symbology on the meaning of what a duck means as an animal. You know, what messages are associated with seeing a duck. But you can look into that. And also, this is number 32, so that can be significant for you. But it says trust. Before I get into the guidebook, I'm pretty sure, I don't know how fast this is gonna be, but like I said, this is you. I'm feeling very rushed right now, but that's Michael's energy, and I also had coffee. um, so the thing with this woman here and the egg, it's kind of like waiting for the perfect moment, right? So there's a sense of divine timing here and a sense of patience, right? Because an egg, you can't really rush an egg to, for whatever's in the egg to come out. You can't really rush it. If you break the egg before it's ready to hatch, the animal may not live, right? They may not survive it, right? But so it's kind of like waiting for the perfect moment. And this came up for me before I started recording. This is number 32, and after number 32 comes number 33, which is it's a very important number in numerology, and I associate it's very important for me as well because it's the number of my house, my house number, my childhood home, and I believe it's associated with ascended masters as well. So maybe you would like to look also into what this number means. Again, I'm just delivering the message to you. I'm not by any means an expert. Half of the things I talk about I have no knowledge of. It's just what's coming through, right? And 3 plus 2 equals 5. 5 is a number of change. Okay, so this is a change. You're going through. Right now you're in this egg, but eventually there's gonna be a change, or you're gonna come out of the edge, right? So it's kind of like a butterfly. It's kind of like a caterpillar turning into a butterfly, right? So right now you're in this transition period, and a lot of people are in this transition period right now, right? So there's a need for patience and to trust in divine timing, because like I said, you can't rush it. You need to allow it to happen at its pace, okay? And that could be very frustrating. I understand. I'm someone that has very little patience. You may be like that as well. And sometimes, people tell you a lot of divine timing, and you're like, okay, but when is divine timing? We don't really know. We can't really rush it. Things sometimes happen when they're meant to happen, not when we want them to happen. So when we want them to happen, I feel like I got stuck right there. But I don't know if there's an egg moon coming up. I don't know when the egg moon is. We'll see. But I'm seeing something here, like things are being laid out for you. Back here there's like a series of trees right here, like a line of trees, and they're the same height, absolutely like in the same line. Okay, so they're one after the other, right? So I'm feeling like even though you're here, things are already being laid out for you. You just can't see them right now because you're inside the egg. Okay, so you're here. You're not supposed to know about this until you come out of the egg. You're not supposed to follow this until you're done here. Okay, so you need to wait this incubation period. That's, it's an incubation. You're inside an egg, so this is kind of like a birth. And eggs, I believe, eggs for me signify some type of new beginning, some type of start, because it is an egg. It's creation, right? From the egg comes an animal, or you in this case, right? We come from an egg as well, just a different type of egg, right? I mean, we all do in one way or another, right? So there's a need to wait out this incubation period. You can't rush it, and if you try to rush it, I mean, first of all, it's not gonna work, but second of all, you could accumulate some karma, or it's not accumulating karma. It's like, hold on, give me a moment. It's like if you try to rush it, I'm hearing it's gonna be painful. I don't know what that means exactly. It could be emotionally painful, or like, I don't know. Maybe you're not ready to know what this is. There's something you're not ready to know yet, or ready to follow yet. So you need to trust that things are exactly as they're supposed to be right now, okay? And you need to wait. No matter what you do, you need to wait that out, okay? I'm gonna read from the book. I'm not gonna read all of it because it's really a lot of information, but I'm gonna read the most important part, and they have a little affirmation if I'm not wrong. So, Queen of the Moon Oracle. This is my mom's deck. I'm the first one in my family who, as far as I know, uses tarot cards, but when I got into it, my mom bought herself like a couple of oracle decks because she likes them too. So, the Egg Moon. Trust. Trust yourself, develop self-trust, and joy will follow. You can rely on your own capabilities. Begin to plan carefully for the future. And the it's kind of like an affirmation. I don't know what it is. So it says, it is the beginning, and I trust myself in all things. Okay. Oh, see, I'm gonna read this part as well. See, it's just a lot. I'm not gonna read the whole thing. But it says, our ancestors saw spring, the great thawing, as a new beginning. They would walk the marshes and plains and find newly laid eggs. More than just a symbol of fertility and new hope, the eggs meant that the worst of the cold was over and that the new life was really here. The egg moon was a time of celebration and rejoicing. Companion stone or metal is iron. So that's an additional message to what I just channeled. Okay? So, again, I'm going to read this part again. Trust yourself. Develop self-trust and joy will follow. You can rely on your own capabilities. Begin to plan carefully for the future. It is the beginning and I trust myself in all things. So that's an affirmation for you. Alright, so that's the message that I wanted to give. Oh, alright. So I was wondering why I took these out. I'm going to do that real quick. This, I wasn't sure if I was going to use it, but I felt like I should use it at some point. I didn't use them in the pick cards, but now it makes sense why I got it out. This is a deck that I made, and they're not channel messages. They are actually quotes that I really like for one reason or another, and I simply took them out and wrote them on paper and who they were by. And I try to take one out every day, so it's kind of like my routine. So it's kind of like self-care stuff, and something that I would, and whatever comes out is something that I will try to consider throughout the day. But I felt like I should get one right now, one or two. We'll see what comes out. I already did this before. Like I already shuffled them. Oh, these are so. See, they're not that many, so I wasn't going to use them. But if I was called to use them, I will. So yeah. Ooh, no, wait, no. Calm down. Let's. Okay, I get it. Let's try it again. I can't. Okay. I don't know how many those are. It's okay. So I'm gonna read these. They may relate to this or not, or maybe they're just additional messages that he wants to give you. All right. So he wants to give to the collector. So we'll see. No freaking way. So remember, it said self-trust. Look at the first one. Always believe in yourself. Do this, and no matter where you are, you will have nothing to fear. Holy hell. Well, not holy hell, but you know. I mean, and this was from the movie The Cat Returns. I'm a big Studio Ghibli fan, so this is from one of the movies. So the cat returns. So this is something the cat says. Wow. Okay. Oh my gosh. All right. So let's read the next one after this. Oh my goodness. The next one is, one is loved because one is loved. No reason is needed for loving. And this is from The Alchemist. So that really ties in with this too. So the egg can be seen as some, like I said, like an incubation period. So you need to kind of harbor, is that a word? I don't know. Self-trust, but also learn to see yourself as lovable. Okay, love yourself, trust yourself, and trust the divine and the timing, and just trust that everything will be okay. All right, and let's. Oh, I love this one. Okay, and this one says, "Make you the world a bit better or more beautiful because you have lived in it." Edward Bach. So this quote, so maybe it would be very beneficial for you to go out into nature, because this quote is from this man right here. He, I mean, he was many things. So he made Buck Tower Gardens here in Florida, and it's one of my favorite places ever because it's so peaceful. And this is one of his most famous, I believe, his most famous quote ever. So, wow. I'm sorry, I'm in love with this message. I'm just sitting in the energy. Make you the world a bit better, more beautiful because you have lived in it. Okay. I'm hearing to not put too much pressure on yourself at this time. You know, it's just like, I mean, don't rush it, like I said, but it's kind of like, don't worry about, try not to, it's kind of like, try not to worry about anything else. Things, I heard like things will work themselves out. That's what I heard right now. So you don't have to worry right now about anything else but yourself and your well-being, and working on yourself, okay? Because this trust, and this love, this self-love, this self-trust, this trust in the divine, it's not something that comes naturally to a lot of people, okay? So this is something that needs to be worked on for the majority of people on some level, okay? So right now, this is the message: allow yourself to be here, okay, and to develop self-trust, self-love, trust in the divine, all right, and work on seeing yourself as someone who's lovable and deserving. I heard the word deserving. So you're deserving of love, deserving of success, and deserving of transformation. Because here's the thing: some people see transformation as something that's not good, because it's sometimes, well, not, they don't see it, it's not like they don't see it as if it's good, but transformation sometimes is uncomfortable, right? But we are meant to change, okay? We're not supposed to stay the same way we were when we were a baby. You know, that wouldn't make sense. We're supposed to grow throughout our lives, okay? So it's important for you to allow yourself this time to, you know, work through your things, to allow yourself to grow at the correct pace. You know, you don't have to rush it, you don't have to pressure yourself, just be, okay? You just need to be and trust, okay? So that's the message that he wanted to give. I'm gonna move into the pick a card. There are gonna be timestamps below for them, okay? So if you need to see them again, just scroll back, and I'll see you in whichever you choose, okay? Bye. Hello, if you chose pile 1, this is your reading. I'm gonna get into this as soon as possible, so I'm gonna place that right there, and we'll get into your cards. I'm gonna lay them out first, and see what I get. I heard something, but I don't know what it was. So I heard a word in my head, but I'm not sure what it was. So I'm just gonna get into it. So this card that you got is Waning Gibbous number 2, Pleasure. This card number 18. I'm gonna read it from the book as well, okay? But I'm gonna lay them out first. Ooh, the butterflies. I'm seeing the butterflies. Beautiful. Okay. So let me see where I put you. Right here. Okay. So then you got the 7 Star Sisters, Birthing, Creations, Tapestry of Life Expression. Tapestry, I don't know. Okay. Star Brothers, Horus Energy, Protection, Loyalty, Safety, and Trust. So this is a message to you. Let's see. You got Child of Visions, which is the Page of Cups. Then you got the 10 of Visions, which is the Ten of Cups. Ooh. Okay. The Queen of Swords, which is this is the Weaver of Challenges. This is the Forest of Enchantment tarot, by the way. I guess you like it. Hold on. Okay. And then you got here the Liar, which is the Devil. You know what? I'm gonna move it over here. I used 2 tarot decks for this. I dreamt about these 2 decks last night. Like, I saw them both, and I was like, maybe I should use them today. We'll see. These are gonna be very they're very different decks, so I don't know how it's gonna work out, but we'll see. I hope you can see that in the camera. I feel like I'm extending it too much to the sides, but it should be visible, right? Ooh, the Devil over there. Okay. Then you got the Niani, which is Judgment. Artisan, which is the Wheel of Fortune. And then you got the 7 of Cups. Ooh, okay. Okie dokie. So, let's see. I'm gonna read this one first, just so I can get out of the way. You know, so just go into that first. Read you the message, and then I'll get into the cards. Let's see. This is really interesting energy, though. Really, really interesting. We'll see. Where's the number 18? Are you kidding? Okay. Pleasure. Are you taking life too intensively or too seriously? The time has come to call in the pleasures of life. Seek lightheartedness at this time. Focus on what will make you happy. Schedule in activities you find pleasurable. I open myself to the pleasures of life. That is the affirmation from this card, okay? And then I'm going to give you the companion stone or metal, which is turquoise. I believe I'm saying that right. Okay, that was weird. I just, so that's the message from that card, but as I was reading, I read the word demon. Now, here's the thing. There's no demon. I'm not saying you have a demon in any way. Maybe you do. I have no idea. You know, I don't have no idea what you work with. But that card being about pleasure and looking for things that make you happy, things that give you some type of pleasure in life, things that you like. Even with these 2 right here. You got the Devil here. So, it's like overindulgence in a way. And because I saw demon, oof, okay. That makes sense. So it's what he's saying is that either two, okay, so there are two things here. So you could be either overindulging in these things that are pleasurable to you to the point that it's becoming unhealthy, or that you're just not doing it at all. So you're very, either you're overindulging or you're not indulging at all. So that's up to you, you know, what your situation is right now. But that's what it feels like, because you have, I mean, the Queen of Swords and the Devil is very different from the Page of Cups and the Ten of Cups, okay? And you got Judgment, the Wheel of Fortune, Seven of Cups. So, or maybe it's like, okay, no, never mind. So it's like you go into the extremes. So you're either overindulging, or you are not indulging yourself in any type of, you know, pleasurable or activity at all. And when I say pleasurable activity, it can be anything, you know, anything you like to do, anything that makes you happy, anything that makes you feel fulfilled in any way, okay? Because the devil is kind of like the unhealthy stuff, right? So obsessions and addictions, and this can relate, the devil sometimes relates to, you know, substance abuse and sex addictions and stuff like that. I'm gonna say it, so even if it's slightly uncomfortable for some people, because that's the message, okay? So okay, so like there's a need for balance, to balance out those extremes here, because with Judgment, even though this is not the Justice card in any way, back here, I don't know how well you can see it, the angel that's playing the horn thing, which is usually it's believed to be Archangel Gabriel, but I'm not sure, has this certain balance to him right here. So there's a need to balance those out, so you are in a healthy, because either of those extremes is unhealthy in some way, okay? And it can get you, it can really negatively affect you if you stay in either of those extremes for too long, or you never, or you just kind of like, you just change between them and go from one to the other and again, but you're never quite in the middle, you're never quite balanced in it. So because the first thing that came out, the first thing that I saw with this card were the butterflies, and we have also the Wheel of Fortune right here. So I feel like either you got kind of like an epiphany that this going to these extremes were not good for you recently, or you will, right? So this kind of that was put in your path for you to notice it, and it could have felt very like they were calling you out. I mean, they kind of are, but it's not, it's for your own good, right? So it could have felt pretty harsh, so you could have felt a little bit defensive of that. It could have come in the way of you meeting someone who is like you and noticing that you do the same things. This could have come in the form of someone else telling you that what you do is unhealthy. Maybe they didn't do it in a very good way. You know, maybe they didn't do it in a tactful way, okay? So because it feels very harsh, and this is something that's coming from most likely your childhood, I'm gonna be honest. So I feel like, oh, this reading is heavy. Okay, so some of you could have had either neglectful parents, and by neglectful, it doesn't necessarily mean that they didn't provide for you in a physical way, or it doesn't mean that that you didn't have a roof over your head. It could have been the case, but not necessarily. Neglect can be in the form of emotional neglect, okay? So it could be that one parent was neglectful and the other one was just too permissive. When I say permissive, it means that they allowed you to do whatever you wanted, because it's kind of like highlighting an addictive personality in one way or another, okay? And I don't want you to feel judged. They're telling you this for a reason, and they want you to notice it, because this, if you heal that inner child wound, it's gonna help you create that balance, okay? If you don't do that healing, you're not gonna exactly fix it, so it's gonna come back. So maybe you have worked on it, but you kind of fall back into it again. When I say addiction, it doesn't have to be substance abuse. It doesn't have to be sex addiction. Addiction could be anything. Okay, so it could be an unhealthy attachment to food, or an addiction to people who are abusive, or it's kind of like, even if you don't do it consciously, subconsciously you still look for those people and for that situation. Okay, so what he has to tell you is that you need to work on this inner child. Okay, because if you look at the child of visions here, she is very carefree. She's fascinated by just the rain and the spider webs. So she's just not afraid of the woods. She's in the woods, she's alone. The woods look dark, but she's okay, she's right here. And this is the Ten of Cups. So I heard dulling your shine. So maybe someone did that to you in a way that caused you to want to have, it's kind of like you holding on to things in one way or another, but it's indulging. It's like either you're overindulging in things that make you. How did I even put that? When you are addicted to something, anything, it's because you can't get enough of it. So you keep wanting more and more and more and more, again and again and again and again, right? So you do that when you've been neglected in one way or another, okay? As a child, okay? A neglectful child most often results in some type of overindulgent adult that has issues with self-control, okay? Now, if you're not someone who overindulges, or you don't do it all the time, or like I said, you go from the extreme of overindulging to not indulging at all, it could be kind of like this cycle of overindulgence to feel better, and then self-punishment because you did it again. Does that make sense? This is a very heavy reading. If this is not for you at all, if it's not resonating for you, I recommend you choose another pile, because this is a very specific message, and it's being mostly channeled. Like, I'm not even looking that much at the cards, I'm looking forward at this. You feel, if you had those issues as a child, you feel unsafe. And because you feel unsafe, you feel like you need to have certain things in your life that make you feel safe or comfortable. And like I said, that can be unhealthy if you use, let's say, alcohol as a way to comfort yourself, because that's not healthy, but you still do it, right? So you need to go back to your childhood, see what happened in your childhood. I recommend 100% that you study this. I am a psychology student, so I have an idea of what I'm talking about in this sense, but I would encourage you to look into emotional neglect and children that come from emotionally neglectful or just straight out neglectful homes, so you can see the effects that can have on you and see if this is you. Okay, because here's the thing, I'm someone who I'm from my family is a good family, I'm gonna be honest, but there was emotional neglect in my family, and that resulted in me expressing these type of behaviors as well, but I didn't know that I was even neglected. Does that make sense? I didn't know until I read it, because sometimes you think, when people think neglect, they think parents not feeding their children, or not dressing them properly, or I don't know, not taking them to school, but they don't think about emotional neglect that much. Okay, so I would encourage you to look into that, because any type of neglect, any type of family dynamic where there was narcissism, where there was codependency, like, an unhealthy amount of that, can result in someone who has an addictive, kind of like an addiction driven personality. So you can get attached to things really quickly or really strongly, or you can become obsessed with certain things, and because you're kind of searching for something that gives you safety and gives you this pleasure that you didn't receive as a child. Because when I say pleasure, it doesn't even have to be, when people hear the word pleasure, they think sex or something of the sort. Pleasure can simply be feeling happy, like it said. So like this Ten of Cups right here. So maybe you wanted this, but you never exactly got it, okay? And I feel like you could be very disconnected from your feelings. or again, like you go from one extreme of being super emotional and then being completely numb. Okay. But there's a okay, but with this card, first of all, they're trying to help you, and that's why this is here. Because the thing here is that when they have to tell you something, when my guides or angels come through to tell you something, they don't get into stuff this heavy unless they have to. Okay, so this is a very strong message, and it's very important. And they want you to know that they're there for you, and they're trying to help you, or else you wouldn't be listening to this reading. And I'm hearing something that if you don't feel ready to listen to all of this, it's okay to just save this reading for later and hear it again when you feel comfortable, because they are not gonna hold back here, and it's gonna get uncomfortable because they're directly touching on issues that you have that you may not be aware of. They can evoke some feelings. Okay, so oh, I just noticed that this is the nanny. I forgot, because sometimes I lay out the cards, but sometimes I'm just channeling and I don't even look at the cards that much. This is the nanny. The nanny has a child over here, and the nanny is taking the child away from this angel right here. So oof, oh god. So there's this chance that you could have also been someone that you didn't have stability. It's like you didn't have stability out at all in your life, and whatever it is that you become addicted to, it's kind of like what you make a home out of. So it's kind of like what you want this to be. You want to have this stability, or something that gives you that sense of stability, of that or that sense of safety. But a substance can't make you feel safe. Or I mean, it can make you feel safe, but you're not exactly safe. And when that wears off, I mean, you go back to feeling that emptiness and that fear and that feeling of not being safe again, right? And even this can apply to people. Okay, your stability, your pleasure, your happiness is something that you have to find within yourself. Okay, the devil, I mean, you have many. Like I said, I did read the word demon, even though it's not there. You have many demons to deal with, and you may not even be aware of them. Okay. But the devil is gonna trick you into thinking that you need these substances or these people or the food or this thing that you do that you know is unhealthy for you. It's gonna the devil. And when I say the devil, is not the literal devil. This is your mind. Okay, this is your programming. This is your trauma. It's gonna tell you that you need that, but you don't. What you need to find this is to reconnect with yourself, to reconnect with your inner child and see the needs that you actually have. You don't need whatever it is that you're overindulging in. You only need to be with yourself and see what you actually need. Okay. Now, if you're not exactly, no, here's the thing. I said that you could either overindulge or not indulge at all. I feel, again, I strongly feel that you go to the extremes again and again. So it's like you go into this addictive behavior and then you purge. So when I say purge, it's kind of like you try to clean yourself of it and say to yourself that you're not gonna do it again, but because you're not addressing the root of the issue, you go back to it, and that can make you feel very defeated and hopeless and desperate. But it's important. What he wants to tell you is that you have support. Okay, you have a ton of support, especially from ancestors. That's not what the card says, but that's what I'm feeling from it. Okay, and you need to look at the actual issue in the face, because if you don't, it's not gonna work. Whatever efforts you make towards stopping whatever it is that's unhealthy for you right now, that you're doing that is not good for you, you're gonna fall back into it if you don't address the root cause. It's kind of like trying to repair a broken window with a little what's the word? Ah, I lost it. I lost the freaking word. You know, with a oh my god, with a band-aid. Found the word. I lost the word. So you can put the band-aid there. It may hold a couple pieces together, but eventually it's gonna fall, right? So you can't make like a band-aid thing for this. You need to go all in. And if you need help, you can ask them for help. If you need help from a professional, you can do it. Okay? It may feel like giving up, or it may feel like you don't want to other people to know about it, or but the thing is that it needs to end. And I'm noticing here judgment is number 20, but in you see 10, 10, and 10. So this needs to go. It needs to go. And they're putting this in front of you so you can recognize it and see what you're gonna do with it. Do not allow yourself to fall in that, in blaming yourself. Do not blame yourself. It is not your fault. Okay? And I'm saying it loudly because I need you to understand that it is not your fault. Okay? Yes, you need to take responsibility for your actions, for what you're doing that's hurting you, but I don't want you to think that the neglect or whatever it is that you went through that caused this was your fault. The only thing that you're responsible for is how you are right now. In the sense that are you going to allow yourself to be here, or are you going to allow yourself to be here? What do you want to do? Okay, what's up to you is how you let it affect you. Okay, it was not your fault. Whatever happened was not your fault. And do not beat yourself up for falling back into your patterns again. Okay, because it happens. Healing is not a clean slope. Healing is not linear. Okay, you're gonna go up one day and you're gonna fall again. It's not linear. Okay, healing is a process, and a process is not always easy. It's not always comfortable, and it is not always something that you start and you keep going like that. Okay, if you see people that have recovered from you know, I keep going into addictions because I have the devil, but I'm gonna use that reference. If you see people that have recovered from addiction, they rarely do it in one go. Okay, but if they do, it's because they committed themselves in such a way that they decided to look at the root cause. Okay, if you don't look at the root cause, you're gonna keep falling back into it. Okay, but even if you get to the root cause, you may fall back a couple times. But the thing with that is that you need to get up every time you fall again. You fall 7 times, you get up 8. Okay, the key here is not giving up at any point. Okay, you have support from them, from Archangel Michael. He's literally telling you. And I mean, it may feel like this is drowning your life out, that you're not enjoying life at all, that something is missing. And they don't want you to feel like that. They want you to be happy. This is where you deserve to be. Here. Okay? You deserve to be here. In this 10 of Cups. Okay? And I need you to understand as well, and I heard the word you are important. I don't know if that is specific for you, if you feel unimportant or insignificant, but no, you are very important. Because I feel like here you have, this is gonna sound cliche, and a lot of people say it, but you have an important mission here. Okay? And you're being guided for a reason. The kind of like the bigger the shadow, the brighter the light, or something of the sort. I heard that before, but I don't remember exactly where. You're going through this, but you're strong enough to come out of it. Okay? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how many times you've tried and you've failed. You can try again. Okay, and try to learn. If you've tried before to fix this and go into this energy of lightheartedness and inner child, and you've failed, look at those times and see what happened. You know, what caused you to fall back into it, because it's going to reveal a lot of things for you. It's going to be a hard process, and I don't want you to feel and to even think for a minute that it's gonna be easy, because I'm not gonna give you a fairy tale. I'm not here to make things pretty. I'm here to tell you what I need to tell you. And as someone that's been through similar things, I can tell you that it's not gonna be comfortable. It's not gonna be easy, and I don't want you to think that because you did one thing once that was enough. because I've had to do certain things and work on certain parts of myself several times for long periods of time before I have healed it. Okay, and even now, after I've healed them, sometimes they come back to bite me in the ass. I'm gonna say it, to bite me in the ass. Sometimes they do. The thing is that this is a lifelong uh, fight. Okay, and I don't want you to be discouraged by that. You may as well there's a high chance as well that this is not something you're gonna have to deal with forever, but you need to accept the fact that you might. Okay, because if you put just let go of your expectations of it. Just go one day at a time, one thing at a time, baby steps. Okay, I sometimes it may feel like you've done everything and you don't know where to go. When that happens, I heard look up at the stars. I mean, you do have this, but ask that. What that means for me is like ask for guidance from people, from the angels, from your ancestors, specifically a lot from your ancestors. Okay, your spirit team, your star family, your soul family, whatever. Ask for help and allow yourself to receive it. Okay, you can get here. You can 100% do it. Okay, you just need to take care of that. You need to go back to that child, to that inner child of yours, so you can work on that inner child of yours. Okay, I'm gonna take a charm for you because they're calling me too. Oof, I almost burned my hand. I have a candle over there. Ooh, yay. Ooh. This one kind of almost always comes out. I don't know. I mean, we all have childhood wounds, right? So it's a little safety pin. Again, you need to really have some discernment and see if what you think makes you feel safe or comfortable it's actually good for you. Because the thing is that sometimes things that make us comfortable are not good for us. Okay, things that are familiar are not necessarily good. Things that make us comfortable and or make us feel safe are not necessarily good. So you need to look at that and see what you need to let go of. Because this is right here. There's a refusal to let go. Here. Okay, this is holding on. You need to let go. Right? And I heard like let go will catch you. Okay, so you don't need catch you. If you let go, you're not gonna fall on the ground. Okay, you're gonna have support. You need to trust. Okay, and I know how hard that is, but you need to trust. Okay, let me get some more. Ooh, what's that? See, you need to let go. This is the Six of Swords. And this says, you are my sunshine. I love that. And you got the card. Okay. So okay, one more. Fine. Let me get one. There. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. So there's a needle. That could be significant for you in some way. I'm not gonna get into it because I don't wanna, it could be triggering. But laser focus, okay? If you're gonna go through this, if you're gonna embark on this journey, you're gonna have to be 100% into the journey, okay? If you want it to work, if you wanna heal, you're gonna have to commit yourself to your healing, okay? You're gonna have to commit to it 1,000%, okay? 100,000%. I don't know what I was gonna say, but you can do this. This is kind of like a chariot for me. So there's a car. Hold on. This card, that's interesting because they're calling me to say I never talk about that, but this comes from a bracelet that I bought from the show Supernatural. So this is their car. So maybe you watched that show, or maybe you just listen to the song, the Carry On My Wayward Son. Just listen to that song, please. Because they just made a play in my head. I have several charms from that bracelet, but they're calling me to say that. But this is a chariot, so this is you moving forward, okay? Like I said, you need to commit yourself to this healing because it's gonna get hard, it's gonna get ugly sometimes, it's gonna be painful sometimes, but it's gonna be worth it, okay? And like I said, laser focus with this right here. You need to let go. You need to move forward completely. And see this Six of Swords. I placed it here. I'm more of a medium. I didn't talk about that. I'm so sorry. I forget to say it. But I have some involuntary movements when I'm channeling, okay? And I just noticed that I placed it here. So there are no coincidences here, okay? You need to move on completely. You need to decide to move forward despite everything. And again, remember that it's not your fault. Do not blame yourself. In fact, instead of blaming yourself, say thank you, because your body and your soul and your heart, your brain has endured a lot, okay, and you're still here, okay? You've been through a lot, and yet here you are, okay? It doesn't matter if you feel like your body can't let go of whatever this is that is unhealthy for you. It doesn't matter that if your mind tells you that you can't let go of it, because your mind is trying to protect you in one way or another, okay? And it has been with you since day one, okay? So instead of hating it, instead of blaming them, instead of blaming yourself, thank them and take back your power, okay? That's what you need to do right here. So that's what I wanted to tell you. And with You Are My Sunshine, I absolutely love the song, but oof. Like I said, childhood. It's coming back to childhood again. So childhood. So, and okay, so that came to mind right now. There's a guide or an ancestor or an angel that's been with you since you were born. Maybe several guides of yours have been with you since they were born, but one specifically is coming through, and they've been helping you. So if you need guidance throughout this journey, like I said, ask for help, but ask for their help specifically if you know who this is, okay? This is specifically for you if you know who this guide of yours is, so if you know exactly who it is. It could be a family member, specifically if it's an ancestor. I feel like it's heavy ancestor right now, but you know, whatever, take what resonates, okay? So you have to look deep, and you have to make sure that you work with things as they come up, and you don't rush it, okay? Give yourself time, be patient, and remember to never give up no matter what, okay? You're strong enough to do this, and he wants you to know that, okay? He wants you to have faith in yourself and in your journey, alright? So that's what I wanted to tell you. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe if you feel called to, because I do put out new videos every Thursday at 7 a.m. EST and occasionally on Sundays. Let me know if this resonated for you. I know this is something, well, you don't have to tell me because this is a very heavy reading, and I understand if you don't want people to know if you've gone through this, but if you want to share it, you know, I will, I don't know, reply to you or help you in whatever way I can. But that's all. If you I forget what I'm saying, goddamn. I have my Instagram is in the description. I do all of my updates and there, you know, I update on the channel when I'm gonna do a reading or not, because I don't have a community tab yet. So if you want to know what's up with my channel and know when I'm uploading videos, even though I do have a schedule, sometimes I can't do it, so you can go ahead and follow me over there. And I do daily readings over there, and I put up other channel messages and stuff like that, okay? I also have a donation section. If you want to donate to me, I will very much appreciate it, but it is not expected, okay? That's just in case if you want to help me out with the channel, alright? So that's all I wanted to say. I wish you the best of luck on your journey, okay? Don't give up. We're rooting for you. Alright? Much love. Bye bye. I love you, shows file 2. This is your reading. Okay, so I'm gonna place this little guy over here. Okay, so I'm gonna get into your cards first. I'm gonna lay them out, and then I'm gonna read the message for you. I'm gonna read this card from the guidebook because I've never used these cards, so I need to know. Okay, so we got number 4, acceptance, which is waxing crescent 2. I don't know why they have 2 numbers, but we'll see. I love that. Okay, so you got, you're not for everyone. Embrace your weirdness. Face your true north. Inner earth, you'll survive this. New solutions and beginnings. Hold on. Okay, so you also got the huntsman, which is the justice card. This is the force of enchantment 0, so it has different names. You got the emperor, which is the forest lord. Ooh. Then you got the seeker of spells, which is the knight of wands. And then you got the 4 of challenges, which is the 4 of swords. That makes sense with the acceptance card. I don't know why this pile has like a very calming energy. I love that. Okay, let me get into it. Oh, I mean, this white thing that I have here is so pretty, but it's so annoying. I got the 8 of Wands and the 5 of Swords. Ooh, okay. Did I switch that up unconsciously? Well, maybe I did. We'll see. Okay, so I'm gonna read the acceptance card first to get that one, you know, out of the way. See what messages come direct from this guidebook, because I've never used this before. But just straight up from this is acceptance, and I'm seeing it as accepting both good and bad. You know, good and bad things that have happened in your life. Accepting your shadow. You know, the parts of you that maybe you have you don't like that much. Accepting change. I'm hearing change. Accepting change. Okay, so let's see what he has to tell you. This is the Queen of the Moon Oracle. This is number 4. Oops. Oh my goodness. Okay. Acceptance of the current situation is the first step to change. The past does not exist. The future hasn't happened. There's only right now. You have an affirmation that says, I accept where I am and who I am right now. And then you have a companion stone or metal, which is lepidolite. Okay? So, I mean, I already kind of said that. But the past does not exist. The future hasn't happened. There is only right now. So, big message about living in the present. Okay? Let me put that over there. Now, you got this 4 of Swords here. This 4 of Swords is the last tarot card of this tarot specifically that came out for you, and I know that this is the last one that came out for this because when I'm shuffling the cards, I wait for cards to fall out. I don't pick them out myself, and this one fell on top of this, and it flipped. I try not to look at them, but because it felt like that, I left it in. So this 4 of Challenges, which is the 4 of Swords. 4 of Swords, I see it as a kind of like a retreat of sorts, having to allow yourself some time to heal. So kind of like a stagnation period, right? So going within. For me, it relates a lot to the Hermit. For some reason, it feels like healing for me. Okay, but you did get the Justice, the Emperor, the Knight of Wands. So there's a lot of masculine energy here. You don't have to be a man. I'm simply talking about masculine energy. With you're not for everyone. So here's the thing. An inner earth. I'm hearing specifically acceptance of your path. So with this and this, there's a chance that you're at kind of a turning point in your life, and you're looking to do something that may not be what you expected yourself to want to do in the beginning, or something that people around you may feel like it's not kind of you, like a you thing. So this could be something that could be, it could be like it's opposite to your personality or what you were doing before, because I'm seeing with this card right here, I'm seeing it as well, like I said, all parts of you. But the thing is that within us, we all have the masculine and feminine energy, okay? And they should ideally be at a balance, but many people lean towards one type of energy than to the other, right? So you could be someone that leans a lot towards masculine energy, and you're being called to embrace your feminine side a little bit more. And when I say masculine energy, it's just semantics, just to make it make sense. You can look into what, when people say masculine and feminine energy, they actually mean. But I see masculine energy as action, and feminine energy more as a receptive energy. Okay, so it could be someone that's used to being on the go and doing, and right now you're kind of being called to step back, or you're wanting to step back a little bit from that active energy all the time, and wanting to be more receptive and be more how do I say that? How do I say this? Maybe you're trying to relinquish your control issues. I mean, it doesn't have to be an issue, just relinquishing control, okay? So just letting go of that control and seeing where your heart actually takes you, okay? So maybe you've been trying to be one thing your whole life, and something you are not exactly, something you're not, right? Um, that you're not deep down, but you try to be that, so you try to change for some reason, and now you're kind of stepping more into who you actually are with this Face Your True North card right here, okay? You survive new solutions and beginnings. Yeah. So there's like when I said before, acceptance of change. Maybe you're at a point in your life where you look at yourself in the mirror and you don't recognize yourself anymore, right? Like you feel like you don't. But that doesn't feel like, I don't feel like you feel like that's necessarily bad all the time. So it's kind of like you're okay with it until maybe sometimes people may point it out to you and may see it in a negative light, and that makes you feel a little bit self-conscious. I'm totally channeling here. I'm not even looking at the cards. Which, by the way, I am a medium. I'm more of an intuitive reader, so I channel a lot. But you don't need to worry about what other people think. First of all, the expectations that other people have of you are not your responsibility. Okay? You are you. You need to accept you as you are. You need to accept your growth. You need to accept the change that you're going through, or that you went through. Okay? Because change is not necessarily bad. Okay? And with this Five of Swords here, again, I really feel like it's about other people kind of getting in the way of you being who you truly are. Maybe they don't even do it in a malicious way, but it's because they're not used to this version of you. Okay, does that make sense? And because here, this Five of Swords, this woman is holding a sword. She's kind of defending herself, but there are swords here, so someone is pointing these swords at her. We don't know exactly who they are, so this could be even yourself. It doesn't have to be other people. Maybe there's a part of you that's like, why am I doing this? This is not something I'm comfortable with. This is not, this is the opposite of what I was trying to do. What am I doing? It could be your mind, okay? I feel like you feel like you've been left naked in a way. Not literally. It's like you were this thing and something just stripped it away, and you noticed that wasn't you, that you were simply being what other people expected you to be, and you're kind of done with that, and you're trying to move forward and see who you really are and take that leap of faith forward, because this card reminds me a lot of the Fool card. So with the masculine and feminine energy here, like I said, ideally they should be balanced. But the thing is that naturally you are balanced, okay? The thing with the imbalance is that we ourselves create that imbalance, okay? So that's interesting. That message has never come through before, but that's what he's saying. So it's like when we are children, we are in our purest form. We are the closest to who we are on a soul level, but that changes as we grow up because of programming, okay? And other people and society and standards and that kind of stuff, right? So it's not like it's kind of like your original energy, who you are in the beginning, who you are originally. You are in balance. You are in balance since the beginning. The thing is that it kind of changes because of the illusions that society puts on us, the illusions through which we are looking through, the illusions that we have believed to be real. Okay, so that's really interesting. That's such an interesting message. So it's like they don't want you to feel like they don't want you to feel like getting yourself in balance should be a difficult thing. It can be a difficult thing, but it is not impossible. It is not what you are not, because you are a balanced being since the beginning, okay? You are complete, you are whole, Okay, so the imbalance occurs because we allow it to occur subconsciously. You know, don't blame yourself for it. We are all imbalanced in some way, um, because of what I just said. But what he wants you to know is that being in balance is your natural state. Okay, so if you feel like you're straying away from this extreme energy, if you were extremely in a masculine energy, you know, in an extreme way, or if you were in a feminine energy in an extreme way, um, he doesn't want you to feel like you're not being yourself by trying to stay in balance, because it actually is what your being wants. Okay, what your soul wants is to be in balance and in alignment with everything. Okay, and that's what you're doing. You're restoring that balance within yourself and accepting, like I said at the beginning, all aspects of who you are. Okay, and you're kind of tired of being something you are not, and something that you noticed is not what you truly want it to be, or who you truly want it to be. Okay, because I feel like maybe you bought into it at the beginning. You know, you said, oh yeah, this is 100% me, but now you're noticing that that's not that true, right? So you're not abandoning your essence, you're taking it back. That's kind of the thing, right? I'm gonna take some charms for you because I feel like there's something else, but I can't quite put my finger on it. Let's see, just give me a moment. What's that? Ooh, okay, so this is the abundance card. It's really tiny. I doubt you can see it, but it has like money and stuff on it. They're pretty tiny. They're miniature. Let's see. Ooh, you have the two horses. They're kind of. What are they doing? I can't even. It's even hard for me to see it. Of course. Ooh, okay. So the horses are kind of like moving around. They're kind of fighting. Oh my god. Never mind. Okay. What else do we have here? Ooh, okay. That should be enough. Almost burned myself again with the candle. My goodness. Okay, so this is the Virgo charm. You could be a Virgo, but not necessarily. This tea. It's like tea. So, the Eight of Pentacles. Oh, that makes sense. Then you got, oh, this is Archangel, like an Archangel Michael charm. So he's very present with you, probably. Or what is, for me this reminds you of the police. So again, it reminds me of Archangel Michael. You could be a police officer or just work in the for the government. Oh, so there's the infinitive symbol, and you got the Aquarius charm. Okay, so again, being authentically yourself. Aquarius for me is being who you truly are, no matter how much people tell you that it's not you, or it's not right to be who you are. People say that sometimes, or at least they insinuate it if you don't actually say it, right? But the thing is that you only need to be exactly who you feel you are. You only need to be who you actually are. What people say doesn't matter. And with this tea here, it says tea. It's like, what does it say? Green leaf, genuine leaf tea. It's like 50 cents US. It's really interesting. Oh, we have mountains here, like here. Oh, that's interesting. But with the tea, I feel like there's a need for you to do your self-care. So maybe, like I said, you could be someone that has a ton of masculine energy, like we see it here. Okay, and there's a need to go back into balance. And a good way for you to get in touch with your feminine energy, if that's the energy that you're not in touch with, is through taking care of yourself. Think of Cancer energy, like the Zodiac sign Cancer. Cancer is like a sign of the home. Yeah, you know, Zodiac sign represents kind of like the home state and that family, right? So by taking care of yourself and working on your self-love and more into being, like I said, receptive and being still, okay, that helps you get a bit more in touch with your feminine energy. Although that is not the only thing that feminine energy is, but it is a good way for you to get in touch with it. All right, and you got this one right here. This thing, there's a clock in the middle. Again, okay, so that's interesting. Like I said, maybe you could have been being someone that you weren't being authentically yourself. Okay, you were being who you thought you were supposed to be, or who you thought would be the best person for you to be based on where you're from, or what people around you felt you should be, and maybe that made you feel like you wasted your time. Now that you are reconnecting with who you actually are at a soul level, don't feel like you've lost your time. This is part of your path, okay? Whatever has happened, good or bad, is part of your path, okay? It has some type of it has I lost the word. What the hell? It has a purpose. Okay, that's it. That's a word. Everything that has happened, good or bad, has a purpose, even if you can't see it right now. Okay, so if you look back on your life, you may be able to see that some things that happened for a reason. You know, I believe that everything happens for a reason, but you know, you're allowed to believe whatever you want. But I feel like when I look back into my life specifically, I see, okay, if that hadn't happened, I wouldn't be who I am today, right? So you need to look at it like that. You need to look at it more as a blessing than a curse. You need to look at it more as a preparation for who you were supposed to be. Okay, so you need this. What he wanted to tell you was this, and that it's okay for you to strive for balance and to accept all areas of you, even if people around you or your own mind, you know, certain aspects of yourself tell you that that's not correct, okay, or that that's not what you should be doing. Okay, follow your heart at all points, because you're, first of all, you're being guided. So there's a chance, I feel like, you could have psychic gifts yourself, but you know, not necessarily. You're guided, but your biggest guidance is your intuition, yourself. Okay, so do what you feel is right. Do what you feel resonates with who you truly are. Do what you feel makes your soul happy. Okay, you don't need to worry about people. You don't need to worry about well, will they think of me if I change so suddenly? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Okay, it's your life, and you are allowed to live it however you want to. Okay. So that's all I wanted. That's all I have for you. I keep saying that's all I wanted to tell you, as if I'm telling you. This is, I'm channeling. What the hell? That's all I have for you. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe if you feel called to, because I do put out new videos every Thursday at 7 a.m. EST, and occasionally on Sundays. Go ahead and follow my Instagram if you want to stay up to date with my channel, because I do all of my updates over there, since I do not have a community tab yet. And I also post daily readings over there and other channel messages. Okay, I also have a description section in my a donation section in my description. In case you want to donate to the channel. I never expect it, but it's very much appreciated if you do. Let me know if this resonated with you. I wish you the best of luck on your journey, and much love to you. Okay, bye bye. Hello, if you chose file 3, this is your reading. Something interesting happened. When I started your reading, I had to start again because I actually did my intro. So I don't know. I feel like maybe you should watch the you especially should watch the general message that I said before, like right after the intro, because that was really interesting. We'll see. So there's your shell right here. I'm gonna read this the message from this card first before I get into the messages, but I'm gonna lay them out, all the cards first. Okay, so this is number 33. Flower moon blossoming. Oh, that's a beautiful picture. Okay. Then you got child of the cosmos. The intelligence of the universe lies within you. And then trust the timing. Trust the wave you came in on. Time is not running out. Okay. So then you got the hermit. The seeker of visions. The seeker of visions, which is the Knight of Cups. What? The High Priestess in reversed, the Wise Woman. I do not read reversals, but I'm gonna leave it like this because it may mean something. So I never shuffle reversals into my deck. So then I got the 8 of Visions, which is the 8 of Cups. Okay, the 10 of Wands, and the 4 of Cups. Did you see me just instead of doing that, I did. Is this one supposed to be in reverse? Okay, I'm gonna leave it like that. We're gonna read that first. That's really interesting. Okay. Like I said, I don't read reversals ever, but I'm gonna read this first. That's number 33, blossoming. Number 33, that may be a significant number for you. It says, Do not give up. You have planned for this. Take no notice of what others think or say about you. Open and rise. Someone around you may be jealous of your success. Mark your victories. You may want to watch pile 2 because I said something very similar to this in the other pile. So that other pile, if you feel called to that one, go ahead and watch it first, okay? The one says, I joyfully blossom and I feel no fear. That is the affirmation for you. And the companion stone or metal is ruby, okay? That makes a ton of sense to me. With this and this and this, even this. So you may feel, it says, I feel no fear. Okay. So I'm hearing I paid my dues. I don't know what that means for you, because I'm hearing the song We Are the Champions by Queen, which is interesting. So you may want to hear that song. I've paid my dues. Makes sense, I guess. But okay. So based on what that says, again, very similar to pile 2. But you got 2 reversals. I know I flipped this one, but I was told that it was supposed to be flipped. This is the 4 of Cups. And the Wise Woman, which is the High Priestess, came out reversed. I never shuffled reversals into my deck. I never read reversals, but when they come out, I take them as such, because I believe there's a reason for it. First of all, this 8 of Cups, being led astray, okay? It's a do not mind what other people think of you. And with this High Priestess in reverse, I believe that maybe you are not clear on where you're supposed to be going. But it's kind of like you've been following what other people have told you your whole life. So maybe you were, it's kind of like you were catering to other people's needs and wants, and you never cater for yourself and what you actually wanted, okay? And this is your time to do it, okay? Because here's this, you know, okay, this may be this Seeker of Visions, which is the Knight of Cups. This may have been from your family. So maybe you always try to make your family happy, and whatever they wanted, even at the expense of your own happiness. Because this Knight of Cups is someone who's very beautiful, very entrancing, but this Knight of Cups is a little bit flaky. Okay, they are not consistent. He's not consistent in his approach, and he may come off as a player sometimes, okay? So this could be, even if it's not your family, it could have been from a relationship. So maybe you were in a codependent relationship, again, romantically, or with a family member, or just your family in general. And like I said, this is your time. The Hermit usually doesn't give me the vibe of someone who's hiding, but it's giving me that vibe right now. Especially with this, I have no fear, okay? Because I feel like you've been kind of like in this bubble your whole life, or like you never came out of the bubble that you were put in because you were catering to other people, okay? So you were putting other people first. You know, you weren't putting yourself first. You were putting other people first, okay? Now, this 4 of Cups in reverse. In the original Rider-Waite, it's someone that's sitting down, kind of like looking away, even though a cup is being offered to them from a floating hand. So it could be the divine or spirit or God, whatever you believe in, but it's in reverse. So I feel like this is you finally admitting something to yourself, accepting it, and taking the blessings that you're being given, okay? This card, I'm gonna flip it real quick so you can see this. These 2 cups are normal, but these 2 have blood in them. This deck is a little bit bloody. I mean, you probably could tell. I should have probably warned people about it in the beginning, but I forgot. So it's like you were choosing before to allow yourself to be in an environment that wasn't helping you flourish, helping you blossom, okay? But now you notice that like maybe you thought that was the place for you because it's the only thing you knew, or these people or this place was very important for you, but now you're noticing that it actually never helped you grow in any way since the beginning, right? And that comes with this, yeah, he said grief. That comes with a grieving process that you need to allow yourself to go through with this Eight of Cups right here. But this Eight of Cups as well is leaving and not looking back, okay? Not giving up, but do what you need to do and go, okay? Go, go, go. Do not stop. You know what you need to do, even if you feel like you've been led astray, even if you feel slightly confused at this time. You need to take this High Priestess and turn it upside down, okay? You need to follow your intuition. You need to follow what's here on your heart, alright? Because you know stuff, okay? You know, you've always known, but you pushed it back for the sake of other people. Maybe I'm hearing specifically that you, people would tell you that, someone passed by my window, I got scared for a second. Maybe you were told as a child, or when you were younger, or you were told by these people before, whoever these people are. It's like they made you believe that what you thought either wasn't correct, or it wasn't important, or you were just being silly. That's the word that I'm hearing. Like you were being silly in some way. So people that honestly gaslit you. I have to say it. I'm so sorry. It's not fun at all. I mean, it's really painful when you notice it, but it feels like you're noticing right now, or you already did. Okay. And it was very eye-opening, but also very painful. But the thing here is, what he wants you to know is to allow yourself to blossom, to allow yourself to move forward, and not look back into this. Yes, when I say don't look back, I don't mean forget about it. I don't mean block all of these people. I don't, well, do it if you need to, but I don't mean forgetting about what happened and not using whatever happened to learn and to grow yourself. I mean to not look back in the sense of not feeling guilty about leaving if you have to leave, about maybe you didn't do enough, or like maybe you're thinking to yourself, how did I allow myself to be led astray by these people, whatever the situation was, okay? That's not what you should be focusing on, okay? You should be focusing on this, on blossoming, on allowing yourself to grow and not giving up, and forgetting about whatever people think of you, whatever these people tell you that's right or wrong. I'm so sorry. Something really interesting happened. Between each reading, I used the Palo Santo. I light it up and I cleanse between readings because I don't want the energy to carry over. So that I know when it does, it's because it's connected in one way. And I lit that Palo Santo at the beginning. You know that Palo Santo, if you ever used it, it like turns off by itself in like 20 or 30 seconds. And a whiff like of the smoke just made its way to me. I don't know if the camera picked it up, but that is a sign right there. So you need to strip yourself clean of this programming, whatever these people told you. It needs to go, and even the people themselves need to go, okay? So sometimes people in our lives are not great for us, even if we love them a lot. And that's the thing, you can keep loving them, but you can love them from a distance, okay? You can't allow them to sabotage you, and you can't allow them to make you doubt yourself when you actually know that you are right, okay? Because this is you. You don't have to be a woman again, but you know, okay, what you think is important, what you feel is very important, alright? You know, my voice cracked. But you can't be here. You need to let go. This is a 10 of Wands. You're carrying too many burdens that are not even yours, okay? And you're allowing people, these people, you allow them to put these burdens on you and to keep pushing you and pushing you and pressuring you. Not anymore, okay? That has to go. It has to go. And that's what you're doing. And you need to let go of it. That's the message. Just let go. Let go of what's not yours. Let go of the burdens. Let go of people's expectations. Just completely let go of that. Do what you know is meant for you and follow your light. Okay, follow your guidance, follow what you know is right for you. Okay, and here's the thing, the hair, this woman's hair, I don't know how well you can see that, it looks like a building on her head. So this is for you to build a home. And when I say home, I do it like this because it doesn't have to be a literal home. To create a circle of people, maybe create a life for yourself that actually helps you grow. Pardon me. Have people around you that actually want to see you grow and that actually want the best for you. Okay? Because if not, even if you don't interact with these people regularly, their energy still makes its way to you. So you need to cleanse not only your space, but also yourself in a spiritual sense and in a physical sense. In that sense, and when I say that, I mean by cleansing physically, you know, whatever has to go has to go. If you have to break off friendships, because I don't think that anyone that's a friend of yours would want you to not grow. I'm gonna be honest. If they don't want you to grow, they're not your friend. They don't have your best interest in mind. They want you to stay as you are so they can keep having you to themselves. Okay? No, that has to go. So, if you have to break off friendships because they're not healthy, do it. Do not feel guilty. If you have to do it and you know you have to do it to be happy, do it. Okay? It's important that you don't kind of ghost people or just not say anything. Just set your boundaries, say what you're doing and go. It doesn't matter if they don't listen to you. Just go. Say what you're doing and go. Because that's going to give you a sense of peace within yourself, and it's going to help you move forward, and it's going to make you feel very powerful, because you are powerful first of all, but it's gonna feel like you took your power back. Okay? And you know, like I said, I just noticed that there's a light here. You know, I just keep saying you know, but you know. Okay? And with trusted timing, this is you. This is like a progression from here to here. So she's not looking back at all. She's not giving up. She's moving, even if not periodically. Okay? There are times to grow, and there are times to kind of like retract into yourself and care for yourself. Okay? And this is your time to go. This is your time to move forward. No, there's no waiting here. This is your chance to go and to have the life that you were supposed to have since the beginning. Okay? Again, there's a need for you. He's saying to not blame these people. Like, what that means is to, like, it's not stripping them away of responsibility for what they did. They did stuff that weren't that great, and karma will get their ass. I'm sorry, I have to say it. But it's like, you don't exactly blame them, in the sense that they also had their own issues to deal with. Yes, what they did was bad and it hurt you, but don't hold resentment for them. Okay? Just let go, forgive, because remember that forgiveness is for you and not for them. Forgive for yourself, for you to move forward. Their issues are their problem. You don't have to fix them. You don't have to guide them. You just need to be you. Even you, but just by you moving forward, that's gonna give them a tower moment. Okay? And it's very likely, even if they don't tell you, or they don't change their ways, they will notice. And that's gonna be a catalyst for many of them. Okay? So, yeah, I'm gonna take some charms. He said one, so just one. Alright. We'll see if one comes up. That's not one, sir. That's our two. Okay. So you have this top hat. A little mushroom. I like this mushroom. Ooh. Oh, that's powerful. Hold on. You got the Ace of Cups and the Four of Swords. So yes, healing. It's taking back your power. This is power here on this hat. That's what this charm means for me. But this mushroom gave me a very specific message in the moment I saw it. It's kind of like you grew up in harsh conditions. You've been through a lot, but you are still managing to grow. You're still flourishing. So your past, what happened to you, is not who you are. What happened to you is not gonna stop you. it's only gonna stop you if you allow it to. Okay, the past is the past. Learn what you can from it. Learn, you know, and grow. But you are not what happened to you. Okay, first of all. But this mushroom, it's like you are growing even in the places that people didn't expect you to grow in. So you are, first of all, incredibly smart, very gifted, and I mean, it's not easy. Not everyone notices that where they are is poisoning them. It takes strength and a lot of courage to accept and admit to yourself that it's not helping, and even more strength to say I'm done and I'm moving forward. It's me time. Okay, so that's the thing here, that he wants you to know that you're very strong, and they see it. Okay, so they see it. Okay, and by you moving forward, you don't have to worry. You're gonna be provided for. You are gonna receive and create for yourself, like I said, the life you truly deserve since the beginning. Okay, this was just a learning moment, not a punishment. It's a learning moment that you pretty much signed up for before you were here. So this was in your path to help you grow, and that's it. You can let go of it completely, learn, cleanse, move on. Okay, that's the message. So that's all I have for you. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe if you feel called to, because I do put out new videos every Thursday at 7 a.m. EST and occasionally on Sundays. I don't know why I did that, but okay. So go ahead if you and follow my Instagram if you feel like it, because I do most of my updates about my channel over there, since I don't have a community tab yet. So if you want to know what's going on in my channel, then you know, go ahead and follow me. And I also do daily readings over there and some other channel messages. Okay, I also have a donation section in my description if you want to donate to the channel. That is just to help me keep doing videos. It is never expected, but it is always very much appreciated. So that's what I wanted to say. I wish you the best of luck in your journey, and much love to you. Okay, bye bye.